and welcome to Love Doing Yoga on this Monday evening. Hope you had a lovely weekend and you are welcoming in spring. What a beautiful spring day it is today, and hopefully you've got an opportunity to get out in that wonderful weather. Our theme today is balance, and we will be doing quite a few balances. But balance, of course, isn't just about our ability to stand on one leg without wobbling too much. It's also about bringing balance to our lives, bringing balance to our minds and our way of thinking. So through yoga, through practice on the mat, we can hopefully take a little bit of what we learn from the poses and apply it in other areas of our lives. So throughout the practice, listen to your body and only do what feels right for you today. And let us begin our practice lying down. Making yourself nice and comfortable on your mat. Slowing down. Letting go of your day and everything that's going on in your world. Letting go of your roles, responsibilities, labels. Just bringing yourself to your mat. And giving yourself this hour to connect your body with your mind through your breath. And as you lie here, allow your focus to go to your sense of hearing. Noticing all of the sounds around you. The near and the far, the loud and the soft. Letting all of those sounds in. Allowing those sounds to just float through you. And then amongst all of those sounds, just single out the sound of yourself breathing. Beginning to direct your breath as you inhale through your nose, into your belly, pause, and then exhale through your nose. Listening to the sound of your breath as it travels through your body. And then placing your hands around your navel area. On your next exhale, just raise your pelvic floor. And notice what that does to your lower abdomen. Just how you feel the beginnings of engagement in your core as you raise your pelvic floor. And on your next exhale, raising the pelvic floor, drawing the belly button in and up. And again, just noticing how that brings further engagement into the core. Feeling those muscles engage all the way up your abdomen. And on your next exhale, drawing up the pelvic floor, belly button in and up, sides of the waist in, feeling full engagement of your core. Just like the core of an apple, the engagement works all the way around your body. And taking 2 more breaths like this. If you like, you can release the core as you inhale, and then engage the core as you exhale. And just that movement of releasing and engaging helps to build the muscles isoterically in your core. That gentle contract and expand with the breath. One more breath here. And try to use that breath as you work through your practice today. When you're ready, bending your knees, letting the feet come onto the mat. And on your next inhale, raising your arms up over your head to the floor behind you. And exhale as you draw them back down by your sides 2 more times. And then lifting the feet up off the mat. Let's raise the legs up and just begin to cycle those legs. Just getting them going. And keeping that cycling going for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Hugging the knees into the chest, taking a gentle sway from side to side. And as you're lying here with your hands on your shins, just circle those ankles. First going in one direction and then in the other. And as you come back to center, let the feet come down onto the mat, rolling over onto your side, and making your way into tabletop. And here in tabletop, shoulders over wrists, hips over knees. And let's dip down into a cow and round through to a cat. Moving with your breath, inhaling into your cow. And exhaling through to your cat. 3 more times. Really working with your body and your breath, keeping the 2 connected. Coming back to center, curling those toes, pushing the hips back to the heels as you make your way up slowly into a downward dog. Just pedaling those legs, letting the stretch in the muscles happen nice and slowly. Pressing away from the mat with your hands, lengthening through the spine, pushing out through the hips. Gaze towards the belly button. And when you're ready, coming to stillness here.
I don't know if you got any of that sound up until now. I hope you did. With any luck. But hopefully the sound is now better. Now let's walk those feet up to meet the hands. Coming into a nice forward fold. Bending the knees as much as you need to. And then drawing all the way up. To stand, bringing your hands into prayer over your head. Let's take a bend towards the left. Feeling that whole right of the body stretch and open. Gaze and chest looking upwards. And coming back to center, let's take it over to the other side. And back to center, drawing the hands down by your sides. Let's just begin to swing, letting the arms swing, letting the upper body rotate. And then slowing down to come to stillness. And then from here, checking in with the feet that they're hip width apart, equal weight on both feet, standing up nice and tall, ears over shoulders, shoulders over hips, raising the arms up, palms together, raise the gaze and take a breath. Swinging through into a forward fold. And then halfway lift or lengthen through the spine. Nice and long with the spine. And forward fold again. And from here, let's step that right leg back. Low lunge. And then taking it through to your forward fold. We're going to to your plank. We're going to stay in plank for 3 breaths here. Shoulders over those wrists, a nice softness in the elbows. Really engaging that core with each exhale. And then coming down on your knees and feet, chest and belly, and drawing up forehead and chest away from the mat. And pushing on up through your tabletop into your downward dog as we take 3 breaths here. Let's stretch that right leg out behind you and step it through. Low lunge. And then taking it from here into your forward fold, getting a little deeper now. And bending the knees, coming all the way up, drawing those hands together, raise the gaze, take a breath. Sweeping down, forward fold. And halfway lift, lengthening through the spine. And forward fold again. Let's step that left leg back for our low lunge. Keeping that right knee over the ankle. Arms running up past the ears. Engaging that core as you exhale. And let's take it through to our plank for 3 breaths. And coming down, knees and feet, chest and belly, drawing up into your baby cobra and pushing through to your downward dog. Stretching that left leg out behind you, stepping it through. Low lunge. And up into your forward fold. Bending those knees. Coming all the way up to stand at the top of your mat, hands in prayer at your chest. Take a breath. And from here, shifting the weight into that right foot, turning that left foot out at a right angle. So remember, we're going to come into tree pose. On tree pose, your hip is open. So your knee is pointing at a right angle to the long side of the mat. I'm going to try and keep it there. So wherever you put your leg, try to keep that knee in that position. So whether it's on your calf or if you want to take it up to your thigh, whatever you prefer, but just keep that knee at the right angle. Finding your point of stillness here. If you want, you can raise those arms up over the head, palms together or open. Engaging that core with each exhale. Nice soft gaze. One more breath. And then bringing the hands down into prayer as you release the foot down, bringing the toes together, heels a little bit apart. We're going to push back with the hips into our chair pose, hands together, and take a twist to the left. One more breath here. And then bringing those hands down onto the mat, lengthening the legs as you deepen into a forward fold, taking a breath. And bend the knees, coming all the way up to stand again. Hands together at the chest and turning that left leg out at a right angle, lifting it up onto your calf or your thigh. Finding your point of stillness, keeping that knee out to the right. Maybe raising the arms up. Letting the core help you to find stability and balance. One more breath here. And then bringing the hands down into prayer, lowering the foot down, feet together, toes together, heels a little bit apart as we sit back again into our chair, taking a twist to the right. Try to get the shoulders stacked on top of each other if you can. And from here, coming back to center into your forward fold. And bending the knees, coming all the way up to stand, hands at the chest in prayer, stepping those feet out to hip width apart once again. And let's step the right leg back. So coming straight back. You can widen the stance on the mat if you want. You can go to the full width of the mat if you like. Having this left knee over the left ankle. Square your hips up. Raising up the arms. Warrior one. Release the shoulders. Engage the core with each exhale. And bringing the arms out into a T. Let's shift the weight into this left leg as we raise the right leg up. Keeping the gaze on the mat. One more breath here. And then stepping that right foot back up at the top of the mat, hands together in prayer, taking a breath. Let's step the left leg back to come into our warrior one on this side. So again, as you'll feel as you square up your hips, you should feel the back of that leg, particularly around the calf, just extend the stretch a little bit more, deepen the stretch, keeping a bit of weight in the outside edge of that back foot. And raising the arms up, soften the shoulders. 3 breaths. And bringing the arms out into their T as you shift the weight into the right leg, drawing that left leg up. Finding your stillness here. Gaze down. One more breath. And stepping that left leg up, bringing the hands into prayer at the chest, taking a breath. Raise the arms up over the head, sweeping them out as you come into a forward fold here. Now let's step it back to a downward dog. Just making sure you don't step those legs too far back where you compromise your dog. Each exhale, drawing up that pelvic floor, belly button in and up, sides of the waist in, engaging that core. One more breath. And from here, walking the hands back to meet the feet. Bending the knees as you come up to stand. And let's take it to the long side of the mat. Here with the legs open, maybe 3 hip widths apart. Let's hinge forward at the hips. Coming into a nice forward fold, arms down to each leg. And deepening into the forward fold here. One more breath. Bringing the hands onto the mat in the center, bending this right knee, coming onto the right toes as you let the left leg extend out flexing the foot. And then let's take that over to the other side. And taking it back again. And across. Once more on each side. And from here, coming back into your forward fold with your extended legs. And bringing the hands onto the mat, just rotate that front leg, front foot to the top of the mat, and rotate the body. Swivel on the back foot so your feet are hip width or wider apart. Bending this right knee, bring that left knee down. And let's bring both hands inside the right foot as we make our way down onto our forearms. And if you like, draw that knee up. So we're in our lizard pose. It's okay if the knee falls out a little bit or the foot comes away from the mat a little bit. Just getting that nice stretch in this lizard pose. One more breath here. Letting the knee come down onto the mat, bringing the hands onto the mat, curling those toes of the back foot. We're going to lift up onto that back foot, straightening through the front leg, still both hands on the mat. Your hips now are quite square, and keeping the left hand on the mat or pointed towards it, just draw the right arm up for a revolved triangle. You don't have to have the left hand fully on the mat. In fact, if you've got a block or a book, you find it difficult to reach all the way down, you can always put your hand on that and raise the arm up. One more breath here. And bringing that right hand down. We're going to just fold forward over this right leg. Nice and deep, really feeling the stretch on the front leg. Bring the hands behind you, clasping the fingers, and raise them away from the back. One more breath here. And releasing the hands, shifting the weight into this right leg, we are going to once again lift the left leg up, this time with the hands in prayer at the chest. Finding your point of balance here. And then letting the hands come on down onto the mat. If you can keep that left leg raised, do. Let the right hand come a little bit out to the right side of that right foot and just turn the left foot so it becomes parallel with the mat. So your hips start to stack on top of each other. And raise the left arm up with the gaze for a half moon. One more breath here. And drawing that left hand down stepping the left foot up beside the right, so you're in a forward fold. And now let's step that right leg back, bringing the right knee down onto the mat, lowering yourself down to your forearms, and then lifting the right knee up for your lizard pose. Settling into this pose now. Engaging the core with each exhale. One more breath here. Letting the knee come down as you come up onto the palms of the hands. And then raising that right leg up, just drawing the foot in a little bit closer. Extending out the left leg with the right hand either pointing to the mat, flat on the mat, or on a block, whatever you prefer. Draw that left arm up for your reverse triangle. One more breath here. And then drawing that hand down to come either side of the left leg as you deepen that fold into a really intense stretch over that left leg. And bringing the hands behind you, clasping the fingers together, drawing them away. Releasing the hands down as you shift the weight to the left leg, palms together at the chest, raising the right leg up to find your point of balance here. Letting both hands come down onto the mat. Keep the leg raised if you can. Left hand a little out to the side of the left leg. Turning that right foot so it's parallel with the mat. Hips start to stack on top of each other as you raise the right arm up. One more breath. And drawing that right foot up beside the left into your forward fold. Bending the knees. Coming all the way up to stand, bringing those hands into prayer at the chest. Closing the eyes and taking a breath. Really well done if you've managed to do those balances so far. And when you're ready, let's shift the weight into the right leg and draw the left leg up, holding on to the shin. Finding your point of balance here, ear over shoulder, shoulder over hip, nice and tall. Softening your gaze. And from here, we're going to draw this left leg back, holding on to the top of your foot
Let the knees just line up with each other. So the left leg is just pointing straight down. Establishing the balance. Then raising the right arm up, past the ear. And in a minute, we're going to hinge forward, allowing the arm to come out front. And press the foot into the hand as you raise that leg up, and you feel the stretch in the quad. So in your own time, hinging at the hip, just coming into a nice gentle dancer pose. One more breath. And coming back to upright, releasing the foot down, bringing the hands back into prayer at the chest. Good, taking a breath here. And then when you're ready, shifting that weight to the left leg, let's raise this right leg up, holding on to the shin as you lengthen through the body. One more breath. And then let's draw this right leg back to line up the knees. Hopefully you are more graceful than me. Lining up those knees, establishing the balance, holding on to the front of the foot. Let's raise the left arm up past the ear. And then when you're ready, bringing it into your dancer pose, so hinging at the hips, letting the leg draw up and the arm come forward. Finding your point of balance. And when you're ready, coming back to upright, releasing the foot down, bringing those hands into prayer at the chest. Well done. Taking a breath. And from here, bringing those feet once again to hip width apart. Raising the arms up, raise the gaze and take a breath. Let's sweep it down to forward fold. And halfway lift, lengthening through that spine. Forward fold once again. And stepping the right leg back for a warrior one. So stepping it back, bending this left knee, rising up, warrior one. From here, hinging at the hips to bring that right hand down. Raise the left arm up, reverse triangle. Lengthening that front leg. And then drawing that left hand down.
Forward fold over this left leg. Bringing the hands to the chest as you shift the weight into the left leg, raising up the right leg just for one breath. Letting that right leg come down, hands down onto the mat, stepping it back into a plank, bringing those shoulders over the wrists. And coming down, knees and feet, chest and belly, drawing up into your back bend and pushing through your tabletop into your downward dog. Stretching the right leg out behind you. Let's step it through, coming up into a warrior one. Right knee over that right ankle. Each exhale, engaging that core as we transition from warrior one into our reverse triangle. Left arm comes down towards the mat. Right leg extends, right arm points upwards. Bringing the right hand down to frame this right leg as you deepen that stretch. Shifting the weight into the right leg. Hands to the chest in prayer, raising up the left leg for a breath. Stepping that left leg underneath you, forward fold. And bending the knees, coming all the way up to the top of the mat. Palms together, raise the gaze and take a breath. Sweeping through, forward fold. And halfway lift. Forward fold again. Stepping that left leg back for your warrior one. Bending the right knee. Squaring up the hips as you go. Raising up the arms. And taking it into your reversed triangle. Left hand towards the mat. Right hand pointing up. Extend the right leg. Forward fold over that right leg. And then transition into that balance. Weight into the right leg, raising up the left. Bringing the hands down here as you step that left leg back and the right leg to come into your plank. And then coming down, knees and feet, chest and belly, and rise up. Pushing through to your downward dog. Really lengthening through the spine here. Let's stretch that left leg back and step it through, rising up to your warrior one. And through to revolved triangle. Stretching fully over that front leg. and bringing the balance to the left leg. Step the right foot underneath so the feet are now hip width apart. Standing up tall, taking a breath. Let the arms come up over the head, sweeping them out to the side, forward fold. And from here, making your way down onto tabletop and pushing back towards your heels. Let those arms come out long, forehead onto the mat. And when you're ready, drawing back up and bring yourself down onto your mat with your knees bent, arms in a T, and let those knees fall over to the right as the gaze goes to the left. And let's take it over to the other side. And coming back to center, hugging those knees into the chest. Just take a gentle sway from side to side. And when you're ready, coming to stillness. Let those feet come down onto the mat and the legs come out long. Feet flopping out to the side as the palms face upwards. Allow the body to soften and relax. Letting go your toes and the soles of your feet. Letting go the tops of your feet, your heels and ankles. Letting go your calves and your shins, your knees, front and back, your thighs, front and back. Letting go your glutes and your pelvis, the whole back of your body, back of your rib cage, shoulder blades, the front of your body, rib cage, chest and shoulders. Letting go your armpits, upper arms, elbows, forearms, wrists, the backs of your hands, the palms of your hands and your fingers. Letting go the back of your head, the crown of your head, your forehead, eyebrows, eyes, cheeks, jaw, chin, lips and tongue. The whole of your body, just let it go. And take a little moment here to allow gratitude to fill your heart. Gratitude to yourself. And gratitude for all that's working in your life today. Let your attention go to your breath as you inhale through your nose into your belly. Pause and then exhale through your nose. And with each breath, just feel your body becoming heavier and heavier. Every breath adding more weight, more heaviness. So heavy that you can't lift your limbs off the mat. And still each breath adds more heaviness. And now change and begin to feel each breath bring lightness. Every breath just helping to relieve the weight and bring lightness. So light that you feel you're almost floating above your mat. And in this sensation of lightness, spend a little time at peace with yourself.